All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Fraggle and Friends. Today, I have a dear friend to join me, Matan Shelomi. Did I say that right? All right, beautiful.
Good enough.
Beautiful. And Matan, you are an entomologist. Am I correct about that?
Correct.
Awesome. What is an entomologist?
That would be a scientist who studies insects.
And what the hell are you doing?
Marine.
What the hell are you doing in Antarctica studying penguins?
I'm not studying the penguin. There is one insect, native and only found in Antarctica. All right, there's two that are native. There's one that's only found here. That's what I came way down here to study. It's
No
a tiny
shit.
little fly. Tiny fly with no wings.
How does it fly?
It doesn't fly, it walks.
Right on. So what did you just say? There's two insects that are native to Antarctica, but only one that...
The other one, so there's two little flies. There's another one that you can also find in the southern tip of Chile, and like Argentina, but that's less interesting to me. But this is the one that I'm studying. It's called Belgica Antarctica. So it's named after a ship from Belgium that came to Antarctica a long time ago, and obviously named after Antarctica. But that one you can only find in like the western part of the little tail of Antarctica on the peninsula, and like some little nearby islands. But it doesn't exist outside of Antarctica proper.
Jesus, I don't know anything about Antarctica except for, I don't know, it's amazing and a dream place to go.
I'm learning a lot just from being here. So I think legally anything south of 60 degrees south, the latitude, is Antarctica. There's the Antarctica Treaty that says anything below this area, it's sort of like the planet's stuff. No country can lay claim to any of the land here. Everyone has to, and essentially anyone can come to Antarctica and like do research as long as you're not there to like obviously damage the continent. You can't do anything military here. But yeah, so essentially the continent's now protected and shared by all these different countries. Different countries have different bases in Antarctica.
I think I did, excuse me, an episode with Patty on Patty and the Yank a long time ago about Shackleton
Yeah.
shipwreck. Was that in Antarctica?
That's the one.
Okay. That was like, and I don't remember the story at all, but that's where you are. How long have you been there?
I got here I think I've been here 2 weeks. I think we've had 2 or 3 Saturdays. I guess I've been here 2 weeks so far, and I've got another like 3 weeks to go.
Wow, 3 weeks to go. Hell,
Yeah.
God, you travel more than anybody I know. You know that?
I try.
But usually it's just for fun. Am I right? This is more of a research adventure.
Yeah. So people do come to Antarctica for tourism if they have an incredible amount of money. It costs thousands of dollars to get down here.
Really?
But I can come here for research, which means I'm not paying a penny. Hey.
Are you coming here through your university that you teach for?
No, not really. So I'm right now at of all places, the Ukrainian base, Vernetsky Station in the peninsula. And the Ukrainians have paid for me to come here. So I had to fly down on my own pocket to Chile. And from the tip of Chile in Punta Arenas, I boarded an Ukrainian icebreaker that sailed for about 4 days to reach the base here in Antarctica. And I'm living here.
4 days on an icebreaker?
There was no ice, but there was ocean.
Is an icebreaker a ship that can break through ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, right now it's summer in Antarctica, so there's icebergs, but you don't need to break through any ice to get around.
Wow, it's summer. What's the weather like? Wait, it's summer right now? There?
The southern hemisphere has reverse seasons, so right now it's Antarctic summer.
So in like South America, would it also be summer?
Yep, anywhere south of the equator.
Whoa, right on. That's wild.
Yeah, which is why it's so sunny right now. I can take you outside and show you.
Yeah,
Later.
let's go. Okay, later, whatever.
I'm actually in the middle of a little experiment, but yeah, I'll take you out there soon enough.
So you're in the South. You're in the South Pole.
I'm not at the South Pole. if you can picture Antarctica in your head, there's the little tail bit. That's
Uh-huh.
the peninsula.
Okay.
Like I'm around there. I'm at 65. It's not when you think about it, it's kind of like through like northern Scandinavia if it was on the north. Like it's not super far south, but Antarctica is just really, really, really big. So I'm not at the South Pole proper, but I'm still pretty damn south.
Wow. I wonder if they have the like the extended days where it doesn't ever get dark. Yeah, that goes down
hmm,
there.
I don't think we're that far south. The sun sets here around like 10 p.m. and rises at like 3 a.m. It never gets all that dark. There's always like a little bit of sun.
Whoa. That's a lot of sun, man. Wow.
Well, that's in winter. I mean, in summer. In winter, it's reversed, and it's going to be dark for like all that time, and you get like 5 hours of sunlight.
Okay, wow. Like that movie 30 Days of Night. That's
Yeah, pretty much.
crazy. Yeah, I've heard of like white. I read a book, Silka, the sequel to The Tattooist of Auschwitz. And she said there's something they call white nights, which is just like the sun never goes down. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So here, or more south, you would, and certainly the South Pole, you'd have that same phenomenon. An issue
Wow.
here is that during winter, it will fill up with ice. So even the icebreaker can't make it to the base itself. And so they do have overwintering teams and you're just stuck. You have like 8 months where nothing gets in or out.
So what are the people like?
Well, they're all Ukrainian. I'm actually the only I think I am the first foreign researcher here since the Russian invasion. But still, they're cool.
Wow.
They're friendly. A few of them speak English, but it's great. Because like half of them are people who have already overwintered. They're going to leave on April. That's the end of their. The others are also like seasonal workers that came here for the summer, like me. But everyone works together. We all have to do our duties. We clean the base every week, taking turns with various chores. You know, especially you're all kind of in this together, so everyone depends on
Wow.
everyone for their survival.
Sounds like a monastery.
So I had to turn off an alarm. Yeah, I guess so. Actually, I
Huh.
need to check on. I got 2 minutes. I'm standing near a freezer. I've got some experiments running
What are you
because.
doing?
All right, so my research that the project I came up with to justify coming down to Antarctica is I'm checking the gut bacteria in the insect to see if they change its freezing point. This thing can survive being frozen, but not too much. So I'm curious, what are the factors that help it freeze?
Are there other creatures like can an alligator freeze?
I don't know about an alligator, but there are quite a few animals that can completely freeze. A few frogs do it, I know. They
And they have
just,
like they have their own form of like defrost in their body, right?
yeah, so they have various ways to like preserve their body even as they're freezing. And it's like we can't do it, but these frogs can do it really well. And just yeah, they freeze. They're frozen solid, but the way it works is they have some chemicals that'll ensure that the ice crystallizes outside of their cells, like somewhere it won't do any harm, like in the blood or in the gut, or just not in the tissue itself. And then they have antifreeze that will keep the crystals from growing too much. And then they need to find some way to like generate energy without oxygen. Because if you're frozen, you're not breathing, your heart isn't pumping. So staying alive while frozen is really tricky. But it is amazing. You have things like vertebrates, like frogs, that can do it.
Well, how do they stay alive?
I mean, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like, how can it can just freeze for like, I wonder how long, like a whole winter, and then when it heats up,
Yeah,
it just comes back to life, almost like it was frozen dead.
yeah, pretty much. So you can do like the whole cryo freezing thing for those guys pretty easily.
I was about to say, is that where like writers and scientists got their idea of what's it called? What'd you just say? Cryo freezing?
Like cryopreservation. I don't know if
Yeah.
we got it from the frogs, but the frogs are definitely doing it.
But if we could do the same thing the
Like,
frogs do,
hold on.
we could do that, right? Yeah.
So far, we haven't succeeded with humans. Hold that thought. I got to check something in the fridge. Yeah,
Do it. Do it.
freeze it. You want to see what the outside is like?
Sure. Yeah. That's
All right, so
crazy.
I'm just, I was in a little room here. I'll switch the camera somehow. There, it's definitely summer. Okay, how do I
Wow.
swap camera?
Well, that's a blue sky, man. We don't have any of those in Taiwan right now. It's raining,
Ah, started.
cold.
All right. So, welcome to
That's
Antarctica.
that's the water.
That's the water.
Have you thought about jumping in it?
I did briefly.
Yeah.
There's a sauna on base. So after you warm up, you can jump in the water and cool off. It
Oh my
is
God. That's awesome.
very cold. You cannot stay there for too long. You can see there's a lot of construction going on. It's summertime. It's the only time you can do any construction.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you see this weird blue thing with like a frame of a house.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a little art project or museum that the Ukrainians built. It's in the style of a traditional Ukrainian house. It has some information about Ukraine and things like that.
It's like a
Uh,
museum. Is that what you said?
yeah, or like an art project.
What are those
You can see all the fuel tanks that keep us alive. This
Wow.
building is three different diesel generators, one running at any time to provide heat and electricity and warm water.
Wow.
That's the base. That's where I've been living. That's home for the moment. The Vernadsky Academia base.
Wow. You've been there for 2 weeks and you got 3 weeks to go.
Yep.
Wow.
Assuming weather doesn't keep me stranded for longer.
How do you feel? Is it like mentally
It's awesome.
challenging? Do you feel claustrophobic or do you just love it?
I'm zooming in. Can you see the penguins? I'll get closer to a penguin later. There
Do they? I don't know if
the
I can see
penguins.
them. Are they like deer there?
Deer, pigeons, rats, whatever.
Well,
They are
like back
very,
home, back
very.
home, like deer just run around in the forest and shit. So are like penguins the deer of Antarctica? They're just always running around.
Huh. I mean, there's a bunch of penguins, but I mean, here on this island, yeah, they are kind of like deer. They shouldn't be this close to people, but they want to be here. So they're everywhere. They're right
So
outside my window at night. It's terrible.
get the fuck. Why are they loud?
Yeah, they're loud all night long.
What kind of sound do they make?
It's all sorts of like squawks. It's like I got used to it. Like after like a few days, I no longer need earplugs to sleep. I just like sleep through the penguin noise.
That sounds like crows in India, man. That would drive. They just start at like 5:30 in the morning every morning.
I don't know what are they doing at that hour. They seem to get into fights or I don't know. They should be. They're really cute. The babies are pretty big. They haven't put on their adult fur feathers yet, but they're still by the nest. Yeah, the babies are adorable.
Really?
Getting out of the sun.
Have you touched one?
No, not allowed to touch penguins.
Are they protected?
Yep. All the animals, all the penguins are protected. Yeah, we shouldn't get, I don't know what the distance is, like 5 meters, 20 meters, something. Now, here at the base, penguins don't know about the rule. So the penguins have built their nest like right outside the doors of the build thing. Like I was trying yesterday, actually yesterday I went to the sauna, like I mentioned, and a penguin was just on the path. So I'm like, well, I need to get through you, but I can't get to. Can you like? There's like two penguins, like not enough. So yeah, not much we can do when the penguins aren't paying attention to the distance rules. But yeah, no, but you don't touch the penguin. That's not allowed. Also, they have razor sharp beaks, so that wouldn't end well for you either.
Are they kind of violent?
The penguins on the base here are gentoo penguins, which are pretty peaceful. Other penguins can be really aggressive. I've been told like Adelie penguins and chinstrap penguins are just vicious and mean.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So
But
I
these
guess,
gentoos are super cute.
huh?
The gentoo penguins we have on base here are adorable. I mean, they'll get out of your way, but but yeah, no, I'm not going to touch the penguin. I know the rules. There's if you're going to come to Antarctica to do research, you have to be responsible.
So, is there anybody eating penguins?
Nobody's eaten a penguin for decades. Obviously, when the first explorers, Shackleton and the like, came here, I guarantee you they ate a penguin or two. Nobody eats them anymore because they're all protected.
Hmm.
All the food has to come in from. Actually, that's where I am now. These giant freezers are full of food. You can see behind me here we have water and like juice.
Whoa.
Everything is stored here. Like remember, during the winter, it's summer now, but during winter they are living off whatever they brought with them. So
Right.
uh, all the food is brought in. Like fresh food runs out pretty quick during winter, so it's all preserved stuff and canned stuff and frozen stuff. So lots of meat and frozen fruits, frozen veggies, whatever they can freeze.
Wow.
So right now it's summer, which means you saw the water. We do get ships here. We do get cruise boats. I mentioned the rich tourists. So cruise ships will come in and they'll send like tourists on a little Zodiac, like a little inflatable boat to the base.
Huh.
And so the Ukrainian base gives a free tour. Tourists are welcome to come to the Ukrainian base through proper channels. It's perfectly free for two reasons. One, the Ukrainians want to show that they're still here. Like, even with all that's going on, they still have a base. They're still doing important science, and they want to show the world, like, we haven't left. We're not leaving. Where our base isn't going anywhere. But also, the tour boats come with fresh fruits and vegetables as a gift. So,
Oh, nice.
but we still get fresh fruits now that it's summer. It's like, yes. The
So,
cruise captains all know the base people and like bring us treats and things like that. But no, it's mostly to show people Ukraine is still here. And the tourists will actually donate money. Some of the scientists who used to work here unfortunately had to go back to Ukraine to fight in the military. So they do collect donations here for the military penguins, as they're called. Yeah.
wow.
So everyone, at least all the men that are on the base here, I think are either too old or too young to be serving right now.
So they're all scientists.
No, there's a couple of scientists, not too many. There's right now in the summer a whole bunch of construction workers. You have a diesel guy whose job is to just maintain the diesel engines because we all freeze to death without them. You got the IT guy who does the internet, the Starlink that's connecting you and me right now.
That's what you're
The
on?
base
You're on
commander.
Starlink?
I'm on Starlink. Yeah,
Wow.
Elon Musk bringing continents together. There's a doctor, there's a cook. The cook's awesome. Oh man, the food here is amazing. The cook does
Really?
a fantastic job. He works really, really hard, but the food is so good and plentiful, and there's always snacks. Yeah, I'm not starving here.
What are you eating?
Ukrainian food, so borscht occasionally. I don't know all the foods. We had one day where we all made like not pierogi, vareniki, like the Ukrainian equivalent of a pierogi. So, but there's all sorts of stuff. There's chips and candies and snacks all the time. For birthdays, the chef will make a cake, and there's
Oh shit.
all these little. Yeah. He's probably the hardest working on the base. I would say the
Really?
chef.
Huh.
He takes Sundays off. Sundays, everyone else has to cook instead of him.
Right on. Wow, Ukrainian food, borscht. Kind of think I know.
Yeah,
That's like a
it's
soup.
filling. It's a soup with like cabbage, beets, definitely beets. It's red.
Love beets.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
no, the food here is great. The people are really friendly. You know, you kind of have to be if you're going to be living together for months at a time with no chance of going anywhere. Like the base is small. The island is pretty small too. Like if you don't get along with someone, too bad. You're stuck here.
Are there any women on the base?
Yep, there are a few women on the base. I think there's like 7 or 10 women and maybe 20 men, or it's like 7 women, 23 men at the moment. And again, we just got a huge bunch of like guys who are construction workers who build new stuff for the base. But but no, the doctor, a bunch of the scientists are women here.
Wow. Wow. What's the temperature right now?
Temperature is it's summer, so it's nice and hot. 1 degree Celsius.
Wait, what would that be in Fahrenheit?
I don't know, like 34.
Really?
Yeah,
One.
33, 34. If 0 is 32, I'm guessing 1 is like 33, 34.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's call it 34 Fahrenheit.
That's still colder than it ever gets in Taiwan.
Yes. It
Yeah.
snowed a few days ago. Yeah.
Wow. That's
A little
amazing.
snow.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
but because it is above 0, like during winter, it's covered in snow. Like the water that you saw would have been solid frozen. Like I don't know if you can walk across it, but you definitely can't sail a ship through it.
Yeah.
Everything's covered in snow. Everything is beautiful. Right now, it's all melted, so it's all just brown rocks and penguin shit everywhere.
This penguin shit big.
Penguins shit constantly. That's the problem, and they project out.
Really?
They project. It shoots out at like 2 feet away from their buttholes. Like even the little baby one. It was a scientific mystery how they get that much pressure from a little bird to shoot. Yeah, of poop.
Have you
I can
have,
send you a video I got of a penguin pooping. It's remarkable. Yeah, maybe
please
later
do.
we can go to another location. I'll take you closer to the penguins. See if
Ha-
any of them poop.
have you been shat upon?
No, no, no. No, I don't get that close.
Are there polar bears there?
Nope. Polar bears
No.
are in the North Pole.
Okay, I thought so. I thought so.
Mhm.
Right on.
But we got seals.
Huh?
There's seals here. So there's
Uh,
like the leopard seal, which will eat the penguins. Crab eaters, Weddles. So they're not on the base at the moment, but I've been on like the boats out to other islands and I've seen seals.
really?
Seals and whales.
Whoa. Whoa. Which they're
Yeah.
they're they're all protected, am I right?
Everything in Antarctica is protected. You can't well, not everything. There's fishing like krill. You know krill, the food of the whales. They're these like little shrimpy things.
Yeah.
Those are fish.
Huh.
You can probably find even in like a health food store in Taiwan, like Antarctic krill, like fish oil from Antarctic krill.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen a fishing boat, but that's something that's collected in parts of Antarctica. Sorry, what
Yeah.
was that?
Cod? Is
Cod?
cod could yeah, there's cod oil is a popular supplement. I was thinking maybe I saw that in a organic store
Definitely.
as well.
But I know they have cod in the north. I don't know if there's cod down here. There might be.
Hmm. So are you eating fresh local seafood or all imported frozen stuff?
So fish are caught. They do collect fish on the base for science purposes. They're checking for like parasites and stuff. Um, After you do the research, you're not supposed to eat them. That's all I'm going to say. But no, almost everything here is imported.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
all frozen fish, canned fish eggs, and seafood like that. Yeah, life here is mostly on preserved food.
Wow. Far out, man. That's crazy. What are what
It's
are
it's something else here. Yeah.
what are so you're studying gut bacteria in the wingless fly,
Yep. Little Belgica Antarctica. So you
Belgica
can find that
Antarctica.
fly. Yep. You can find right now the larvae are available. They're little purple worms, like I don't know, half a centimeter long. Technically, they are the biggest terrestrial animal in Antarctica because the penguins can swim, so they don't count. Penguins are Antarctic, are
Ah,
aquatic. Excuse me.
okay.
So, out of all the things that live on the land that can't swim or fly, this tiny insect is the biggest.
Wow.
Which is wild.
Wow.
There are other things on the land. You got little mites, little springtails, all of them teeny tiny. But I've been going out. You find them in like under the moss or under rocks. Here, see bird nests and penguin nests. You can find them. Yeah, so I've been collecting those, taking them to the lab, dissecting them, culturing the microbes, and experiment I'm doing right here is checking what temperature they will make water freeze.
Have you had like success?
So far, none of them seem to be. I expected most of them would not have an effect on. Most of them would not be ice nucleating, but the important thing is I'm collecting them. We're going to get permits to send the bacteria to Ukraine and to Taiwan if possible. Put them in collections, like so we can analyze the bacteria. Either way, we're going to learn a lot about the bacteria of this little larva. So my work here will not be completely wasted, no matter what.
Right on. Right on. Crazy. Totally funded. So
Yeah.
you sent like a proposal to the Ukrainian government?
I sent it to the Ukrainian researchers. And I guess they work for the government. Yeah. And they arranged, they invited me. I asked them, like, hey, is there any kind of collaboration we can do? And in the first email back, they were like, yeah, sure. Why don't you come to Antarctica? We'll host you on the base. We'll pay for your icebreaker. And I was like, oh, that's a generous offer. Yes.
Wow. Right on. You don't have to work right now?
I am working. uh, my day job as a professor, it's currently if it's not winter break, then I took a sabbatical for the semester because I knew I would be gone for part of it. So I am working, just not in the office.
Got you. Yeah. So like some of this will go back to the university?
We're gonna bring. There's only so much we can do on this base. So this base was actually built by the British. It's a meteorological station mostly. They check the weather. They're measuring the magnetic field of the Earth, which is pretty cool. But they didn't originally do any biology work here. So there's a lot of bio equipment, but not everything. So if we want to do any like sequencing to identify species genetically, that has to be done in like a country. So then we're going to send the samples back to Ukraine. My collaborator there is going to identify the bacteria. I'll do some stuff in Taiwan too, if possible.
Wow. So you're taking these tiny, tiny larvae and
Uh-huh.
dissecting them like under a microscope?
I'm squishing them. I'm just like, they're so small, there's no point dissecting. So I'm just like, sterilize it and then crush it and then plate the goo on like a petri dish.
Wow.
And it's growing. Like I'm seeing the microbes, but yeah.
Huh. But you're having trouble freezing them?
No, it's just I'm not seeing the ice nucleating microbe yet. Hey, maybe I'll find one. But
You're not saying the what?
so I'm looking for a specific bacteria that will increase the temperature where water freezes. You know how you know how you have like indoor ski areas that like have artificial snow?
Yeah.
So the way they make that is there's a bacteria that will raise the freezing point of water by like 2 or 3 degrees, and they mass produce this bacteria. You add it to water, and the water turns into snow.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm trying to find similar bacteria to that.
So that means it can get colder without freezing. Is that right?
It'll the other way. It'll freeze without getting colder.
It'll freeze without getting colder.
Right.
Why would I want to do that?
So water. Have you ever heard of of supercooling?
I don't think so.
Maybe heard of superheating. Like if you like try to microwave water. Have you heard that if you like microwave water in like a new container, it'll like raise above boiling point, and then you'd like move it or something, and it'll suddenly boil?
No. That's crazy.
Oh, well. Anyway,
Now I have.
that's superheating. Cooling is the opposite. So let's say you bring water down to like zero.
Okay.
That's supposed to be the freezing point of water, but it won't actually freeze unless the water molecules have something that they can attach to and start crystallizing. You
Okay.
need what's called like an ice nucleator. If you have like pure water, it actually won't properly freeze unless there's something for it to connect to. So it can super cool. You can actually bring it down to like -1, -2, -3, and it'll still be a liquid because it doesn't have something for it to freeze onto. These bacteria I'm looking at are ice nucleators. The water will freeze if it touches them. They have proteins that are really good for like making water freeze. Uh,
Okay.
so if you add that to the water and the water is cold enough, it will freeze. It still has to be like, below zero, but it'll freeze. Whereas otherwise, water might super cool.
So you're saying just like pure water won't freeze?
Most of the times it will, but it needs something to like. It needs some point where it can form the crystal, like a bit of dirt or like something.
Dust, dirt, something in the
Dark
air.
dirt. Yeah. But you have these, you don't want to ski on dirty snow. So you have these little microbes that help water crystallize. And they're everywhere. Like these microbes are on plants. They're in the clouds. They help like water turn into ice. So they're not rare. Um, but I'm just curious to see if I can find them in the insects here.
Wow. Did you know that if I think I was just talking to somebody in Dubai and they said if they fly up to
Wow.
the clouds and put salt in the clouds, some kind of salt, and that will make the cloud rain.
Yeah, same
You ha-
kind of idea. It's yeah. The water will bind to the salt and start to um, essentially it'll go out of the liquid state or the gas state and turn to liquid
wow.
and rain.
According to Michio Kaku, I think he's an astrophysicist. Like that's when we level up in terms of getting closer to becoming a god when we can control the weather. Pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Huh.
we're they're looking at this for also like I mentioned like the animals that survive by freezing.
Yeah.
Some other animals they use a different strategy. They get rid of all the ice nucleators in their body, so they like empty their gut of any like food, and try to purge this stuff so that they can super cool. They will be below zero, but they won't be frozen.
Oh, okay.
So that's like there are all these strategies to survive extreme cold. Like if you're lucky, if you're lucky, one strategy is to freeze and just like wait out the winter as a popsicle.
Uh-huh.
Another is to super cool. So it's below freezing around you, and you are below freezing, but you're not frozen. You can still walk around. And the other strategy is to just not be in that cold. Where these larvae that I study live, it's like even if it's cold out here, it's never that cold where they are. They're like in the moss, it's kind of warm. Under the snow, it's kind of like an igloo. So they might never actually experience freezing cold temperatures, even sometimes during winter.
Wow. So they find warmer areas.
Yeah, they're small, but they're in like little, relatively warm pockets.
Wow. So the only other way for creatures to survive the cold is by removing the ice nucleators from their body.
Well, no, there's two strategies. You could remove them and then you won't freeze, or you could make them. Like some animals or insects or bacteria, they make their own ice nucleating chemicals. The idea there is that you'll freeze sooner, but you'll freeze slower.
Hmm.
So you will freeze because you're making these ice nucleators, but you freeze at a rate that your body can deal with the changes in the water level. So the ice is going to pull water out of your cells. So you're kind of dehydrating,
Okay.
which could kill you. But if it's done the right way, the body can recover. You can make these other chemicals, cryoprotectants that will keep the cell from being destroyed in dehydration. It's complicated to survive in cold weather, but there's many different strategies that different organisms use to do it.
Damn, that's nuts. All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a short break and we'll get right back to it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll go to a place with more penguins.
Ah, sick. All right, man.